Hey guys, I'm going to run through how to use Repl, especially with the first assignment. I'm going to kind of go over things and explain stuff. I know I threw some stuff at you with it, but I think it's good for doing these assignments and things. So here's a whole tutorial on the first assignment, basically using Repl. So this will be the week of 413. You come down, once you've done all of these, you come down and you do the Repl login. So once you log in to Repl, it should take you to a page that looks something like this. Yours might be a little bit different, but if I go to, I think yours will look like this as students. So your first thing to do is pick the AP Computer Science Period 5 Java. And you can see under assignments, I took out any of the other ones, and there is this assignment called Restaurant Ratings. So this is what you're going to need to complete. Okay, so if you click on this, this will take you into the Repl. Over on the side, I have your Java quick reference that you can look at. I might throw in a couple more instructions, but it's hard to see here, so you can actually kind of zoom over a little bit if you need to, or you can, if you need to, kind of zoom in. It should clear up a little bit as you zoom in and zoom out. So that's there to help you if you need it, especially looking at these over here, these array list classes. So make sure you know in size, add, get, set, and remove. Okay. So if you look at the Repl of what we need to do, just to kind of explain this, there's 3 classes for this one. There's main, which you don't need to do anything to this class, but I want you to understand how this works. So this is just your test to kind of see. The restaurant list equals new restaurant list. So I make a new restaurant list, which is over here. And then I print out just 3 basic simple printouts. So if I run this program, this is what will run. So if you see this, if I run it, you see best restaurant is Iron Hill. However, it says it expects to be El Serrano. So you know that that's wrong. Number of restaurants rated 4.4 or higher is 0. And I believe it's expected to be 5. And it says your restaurant was not in the list, which it should be. El Serrano should be in the list and it should be in spot 3. So we know that we did these wrong. Also, you can run against the test that I'll be grading on. So if you run these tests, you're going to probably see all red. So you got the first test wrong. I have 3 tests that I'm running. I'm testing the best restaurant, testing restaurant count, and testing fine restaurant. And you can see that all 3 of those are wrong. Okay. So we need to fix this. All right. So if you look at, all you're doing is you're going to be going to the restaurant list, and this is what you need to complete. You need to complete this, this, and this. Okay. You're going to have to look into this one. You don't need to do anything to this class, but this is you should be able to look at it and understand what's going on. So it's a very, very simple class. So let's look at this class first, and we'll kind of hopefully understand this. So this class is public restaurant. This class takes in a name and a rating, okay? And then I just have 2 getters, just like the notes that I had, right? So if you look at the restaurant list, this restaurant list, if I make a list, it adds these restaurants into an array list. So Iron Hill with a rating of 4.4, Preston with a 4.5, Loxley's 4.2, so on and so forth, okay? Then you're going to need to write this method that out of the list called list. Right now you can see I'm just returning the first one. Okay, so that's why Iron Hill gets sent back. So whenever you call this method, Iron Hill just gets sent back. Okay, so let's jump back to main and see why that kind of happens there. So in main, I create a new restaurant list, which calls the constructor and fills the list up. That's all it does. Then I print out the best restaurant is, and I run list.bestRestaurant, which returns a restaurant to you, and I print out the name of that restaurant. And when you run it, that is why you are getting Iron Hill right here, because you are printing out the first restaurant. If I just change this to a 1, and run this, I should get out the press room. And you can see the press room comes out. Okay, so what you need to do is write code in here to get the best restaurant, the highest rated restaurant, I should say. So just to get you started here, I would say restaurant equals list.get 0. So that is setting the best restaurant to the first one. Okay, and when I'm all done, I'm gonna return rest, or you know what, I'm gonna change this to best, not restaurant. I was doing rest for restaurant, but I'll put the best. Okay. Now you need to make your for loop and run through and check to see if anything beats the first one, and then change it as according to the notes that we did. If you need help, message me. I can help you out with that. If you run this again, this should give out Iron Hill again, back to the beginning. But you should be pretty good. Okay. Then you're going to run count restaurants double key. So I'm sending over a key that I want to see which is greater than. So if you come over back here and look at it, I'm sending over, I want all the restaurants that are greater than a 4.4. I'm expecting 5 to come out. So the key is 4.4. So I want all the restaurants that are greater than or equal to the key. Okay. And you should be able to see that as it goes. Okay. So you would come down here. The first thing just to get you started is int count equals 0. And then I would return count. And then I would run through my for loop and see if any number is greater than, if the restaurant's rating is greater than the key, I would return, I would add 1 to the count and then return count when I'm done. All right. And then finally, you need to run find restaurant, which is string key. Same thing again. I'm sending over a restaurant and see, I want to know if it's in there. So I want to look for El Serrano. I want to see if El Serrano is in the list. So I am going to run, you need to run through the list and see if the key is in it. If it's in it, I want you to return where it's at. So I want to return the index. So if I'm looking for El Serrano, you can see that in the list, El Serrano is in spot 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3. So I'm expecting you to return 3, okay? Because I'm looking for El Serrano. Or I'm looking for El Serrano here, and if it's not equal to -1, you found it, and then I want to return the index of it. So, and just a little hint there, I think I put in there, hint, you can't use a for each loop. You're going to have to use a regular for loop because you need to know the index that you are at or the spot that you are at. And once you run it, these should match. So you can see here that they should match these. And then you can also click over here and run the tests that I'm testing, because I could be testing other ones here. And then these should all turn green. If you have any questions, please message me. And then when you are done, you can hit submit, and you can go through there. You'll see it runs the test. I can see what's wrong. I can check out more information. It kind of tries to tell you what's the matter with it, and then keep trying, submit anyway, that kind of stuff. All right. So hopefully that helps you out. Like I said, again, let me know if you have any questions.